Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is my first Warhammer video, I think, on the channel since I started reworking the channel into game development and Warhammer and stuff like that. So yes, this is a Warhammer video, not a horde game update. So if you're here for that, I apologize. It will be coming soon. Nothing's really happening with the game right now, so I will update you today or tomorrow on the actual process that's going through with the game, as well as with Mind Raider. But for those of you who are interested in Warhammer, hello, my name is Rob and I collect Leagues of Catan. I have been playing Warhammer, or I have played Warhammer in the past. I played in second, third, and fourth. I like the very tailing end of third, beginning of fourth is when I stopped. I was very young at the time, and I just didn't have the money to continue to play. I also apologize for looking like a derp right now with my headphones because my head's cold, but I want to have my headphones on because I've got the microphone, so I look weird. But I stopped playing Warhammer back in the day, and I used to have a Dark Angels army. I don't know what happened to that army. It was in one of those big plastic Games Workshop army holder cases, and it's disappeared into the void between my moving 4 times, my parents moving 3 times, my sister moving twice. Like it's just gone into the void somewhere. I'm still looking for it, but I doubt I'll ever find it. Um, but I always told myself that I would come back to Warhammer if they ever brought the squats back into real life, because I am a massive fan of fantasy dwarves. They are my favorite fantasy race. They do all my favorite things. I Yes, I do actually have Diggy Diggy Hole on my Spotify in 3 different versions. Um, but yeah, I really do love fantasy dwarves. So no faction really grasped me that hard between when I stopped and now. Like I kind of like the Tyranids, I kind of like the Necrons. I always loved the orcs, but like I never really felt like making an orc army. I didn't really have the money between then and now to purchase and build an army. Um, and I have a 3D printer here, but I don't like 3D printing army units, bits and pieces. Sure, but I'm not feeling confident in like, oh, I'm gonna print out a whole squad of orc commandos to take to a table. That would work. People don't mind that. I honestly don't mind playing against that. I just don't like doing it. One, my my 3D printer's a little on the wonk, and it never prints things perfectly. Um, I've got actually my D&D mini here. The bases always come out kind of messed up. Like they're always just a little weird. Um, but when Leagues of Catan came out, I believe it was last April, not the one that just happened this year in 2023, but the one in 2022. Um, I didn't know they'd come out because I wasn't paying attention to Warhammer. And then my buddy Alex got me into Play on Tabletop, and I started watching them. And then I saw the leagues. I saw JT play the leagues. And I was like, wait, there's Space Dwarves? And I basically immediately ran out and looked into it, and I got. This was literally just before my birthday in July, and I looked at like the units, and I couldn't buy any at the time because my sister was getting married. But I did actually get some for my birthday at that point. I got a Brokier Iron Master for my birthday, and then I got the Chthonian Berserkers for my fiance at the time for my birthday. And then after that, I started purchasing everything myself because I'm like, I've already got 2 units. I might as well just start. So at present, my goal with the Leagues of Catan is to purchase one of every single unit. Mostly because the range is so limited right now, I want to have the chance to be like, here, I have one of everything. Not for the ease of play, because realistically having one of everything on the field is not going to be the best thing for an army, especially not for a list. But just be like, hey, I have one of every single Leagues of Catan unit. Now, that being said, it was recently Warhammer Day, and the Warhammer store near me had its anniversary, and being 2023, the 40th anniversary model was the Einhir Champion, the Wrath of the Ancients with the shield and stuff, and like it was very cool looking compared to the actual model. The actual Einhir Champion is cool, but I don't like his stance because Games Workshop has this thing right now putting everyone on 1 foot on a tactical rock, and it's for the Leagues of Catan, it's not really like a tactical rock; it's like a tactical boulder usually, but like he's got like 1 foot on it. Actually, let me just grab him. Hold on a second. But you can kind of see like he's got like 1 foot on the rock there, and this is my own. I built my base on top of the rock that came with him, but like it's not really the most stable unit. I had to pin him down so he didn't like wobble, but I do really like this unit as is. Actually, he's really cool. I just wish the stance was a little bit better instead of looking like he's like falling forward. I would like to like running. Like if his other leg wasn't curled up like that, like if it was actually moving forward, like he's about to sprint down the mountain, like just full sprint, I think that'd be really cool. And if I had more talent, I would definitely try to kit bash a leg on there to make it look like he's running, but I don't have that kind of talent right now. But yeah, I really like the Wrath of the Ancients stance and pose. There's nothing wrong with it, realistically. It's I really like the way it looks. Everyone's got a problem with it because it doesn't look like it. Okay, I do have one problem with it. It doesn't seem 40th enough. Like it's the 40th anniversary of games of Warhammer, and it just doesn't have the pop everyone's expecting. Then this 40th has been kind of a letdown, to be completely honest. I say this 40th, the 40th has been kind of a bit of a letdown. And I know it's been 40 years of Warhammer, but like it's a 10, it's a round 10 digit. It should have been a big day. But they announced. Sorry, let me go back to what I was talking about before. Because it was the store anniversary as well, I also got the call with the gems and the bolter, the specific special call. So yes, I do have those two as well, and then those are the only two unique models right now that you can get specifically in a special way. So I'm like, cool, I wanted those two, and now that I have those two, I can focus back on purchasing more normal units. I got my Thunderkin, I've got Uther, I've got my bikes. I think right now I'm only missing 4 units. I need Einhir Hearthguard, I need a Sagittarius, I need a Tonka Truck, and I need one more. Oh, a Grimnir. That's what I need those 4. And then I've got one of everything. And I know the Tonka Truck is like $140, which isn't bad. That's not the problem. The problem is the fact that the Hearthguard and the Sagittarius are always sold out right now. No matter where I go, no matter where I look, they're always sold out. And once I like can purchase them, usually I'm broke. Like it was Warhammer Day, so I went to the Warhammer store to purchase the 2 unique minis, and if I had money, anything else. And as I was in the store purchasing things, I'm like, oh, let me check and see if the Hearthguard are available for order, and they were. But I was broke. I have like $20 left to my name until Thursday, but like that's because I also bought the Thunderkin while I was there. But yeah, I'm on a mission to collect one of everything for now, and then I'll build a proper list once I've got one of everything. Back to the 40th anniversary that I was ranting about. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of pop to it. I was excited to hear that they're bringing Old World in early 2024 because my brother-in-law played Warhammer Fantasy. He was really pissed off with Sigmar because it's not the same at all to him, and it really isn't. And a lot of people are really mad about that, but it is what it is. But Old World coming out, I'm really hoping that I can get him into that, and me into that, and my fiance or my wife into that, and we'll just kind of like see if we can't get a little group going to play Warhammer together. My buddy Alex, who got me into Play On, bought a Death Guard Combat Patrol. So once I've got my bikes and my Uther built, I can play with him. But yeah, we're trying to build a little group. The other announcements for the 40th anniversary were very disappointing to me. Well, not disappointing, just not like, wow. So you get the AdMech Stilt Boy that everyone's seen. I don't have any stats on it because I don't really care. But the AdMech Stilt Sniper is a wacky unit. Everyone's immediate reaction, because it's a lone operative, so everyone's immediate reaction is, I'm just going to put the biggest top hat I can on that guy and just let him go. Also, you can't transport that. There's no way to transport that. The spindly little legs, you're going to have to, like, actively transport the legs separately. Like, in my head, that would be a magneted unit. You would magnet the legs to the feet and then the body to the legs. Like, that's how you would do that. And then I would try to find a way to connect, like, a smog trail to his exhaust pipe. If you've seen the model, I'll post it here. So the weird exhaust pipe that I'm like, that's a little phallic looking. So that guy came out, and the memes about him have been good so far, but also just weird. Like, it was just weird. They also brought out a Necron, I think a Necron Stormlord. I don't know his actual name. Imhotep or some Egyptian sounding pharaoh name that I can't remember right now because, like I said, I had an interest in the Necrons, but I don't really care that much. it's not a new unit. It's just a new plastic unit as well. It's from what I've seen from online. It's also like a, in my opinion, it's a downgrade in style. He looks like just another generic Necron Lord with just like a slightly different look to him. Um, so he's okay, I guess. And then we get to the Age of Sigmar stuff, and it's like cool. We got like two medium, so I think one's large size, hero characters, and honestly, the first thing I thought when I saw um the Stormcast Eternals guy, I can't remember his name right now, was Chaplain on Dragon. Like if you were to play a Space Marine army, you're like, I want a really big centerpiece unit. I would take that guy and put him in the middle of the army. Be like, he's a chaplain on a dragon. Like that's what he is, because that's what he looks like. He looks like a chaplain on a dragon. It's crazy. Um, and I honestly, that was the first thought I had was Chaplain on Dragon. I'm like, I would play that in a Space Marine army in a heartbeat. But also, there's literally no rules for them, so you have to make them up or use them as proxy or blah 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 blah. The other unit that came out with for Age of Sigmar was Tree Riding a Bug for the Sylvans. And again, I don't know much about them. My army for Age of Sigmar is the Night Haunt, and I'm not really that studied up on them either. I just like spooky ghosts. Um, but I'm kind of in the transitionary period between Night Haunt or Orcs. Because I saw the new Orcs that came out like in the summer, the Hard Boys, whatever you want to call them, and they looked amazing. I'm like, I would love to play an Orc army with just them, but I also like spooky ghosts. So I'm torn between those two armies. I also haven't bought any new ones until I'm done with my Leagues of Hand purchasing. I think they also came out with Kill Team. There's two kill teams. Well, two kill teams. One new box, which was the Space Marine Scouts, which are I think locked to that box, and they're not individually purchasable yet, which is very weird, considering people have been wanting new Scouts forever. The Scouts that existed still until this edition were the ones I played with when I stopped playing. I have those Scouts somewhere in a box. And the fact that they didn't have new Scouts brought in until now is just crazy. Like they all look like the exact same dude, slightly different weapon, and then the exact same pose basically. Like there's a couple little minor details to the pose, but like it's basically just basically just a clone of the same dude over and over and over again. And it's just weird. Um, but I mean, what they did with the kill team for the Votan was like it was in the Gloom Fall box, I think it was, and then it came out individually, and you can purchase it just the kill team, and I'm like, that's cool because that's just another Hurricane Warrior squad. So they'll probably do the same thing with the Scouts. It's like, okay, here's the box. We'll sell the box for like a month or two, and then we'll bring out just the Scouts later on, and just the Striking Scorpions later on. And I didn't know when the last time the Eldar got like a new unit was. And the Striking Scorpions aren't new as far as I'm aware, because they existed back when I played. But again, that was like 15, 20 years ago. Um, I don't know when the last time they got like a new unit was, but the Striking Scorpions are at least new models. They're new casts. They're new everything. They look cool. They look new. They look unique. They look actually not unique, but they look awesome. Um, I had, I think, one unit of Guardians back in the day. I didn't know what I was doing when I played Warhammer when I was a kid. So I had like a Necron. No, I had a Tyranid Hormagaunt Swarm. I had, I think, a truck for the Orcs and a War Boss, which is in a box I'm going to use for Uther. Like just bits of them stand on. I had my Dark Angels army, which is a proper army. Like I had Tactical Devastator. I think I had two land speeders. I had Rhino. I think I had two Rhinos. I might have two Rhinos. I don't remember. And then I had every single hero that you could have at the time, as well as a couple bike squads. And so I had an actual army I could play back in the day. But where was I going with that? I don't remember. I started going. Oh, because of Scouts and Striking Scorpions. Right. My apologies. I don't have a script in front of me. I'm just kind of rambling. But yeah, the kill team looks kind of cool. I'm excited for Space Marine players to get their Scouts properly, because then we'll see them on the field again, hopefully. Because I don't see a lot of Scouts played in 10th edition. I'm pretty sure they went to Legends until the Codex came out. And then what else came out? I think that's... Oh, then it was the Old World. They showed off all the Bretonnians, which is really cool. The whole Bretonnian line got me like super hyped to play Old World. because that was one of my first loves with Warhammer. I never played Old World or Fantasy, but I always saw the Tomb Kings, and I was like, "Damn, those look cool!" Just an army of skeletons, and that was my intent with Age of Sigmar. Was I wanted to play an army of skeletons. I was gonna play the Soulblight Overlords, but they're not. I don't like the vampires. I don't like the vampires. I just wanted an army of skeletons. And then the bone omnicide or whatever they are, they look so stupid. And I didn't want to do that. So yeah. Um but yeah, the Bretonnians, they looked awesome. They brought out like the whole starting range. Um which is very cool. And there's another preview coming in November sometime, and I'm really hoping they bring out another force for Old World. Be like, hey, here's the next one, and then like they'll bring out at least, I think, hopefully 4 is my like one a month basically until, or at least one a month until they announce it. I'm hoping for 4. They might bring out 6. They might bring out 3. I don't know. Until the actual release of the rule set, and then if they have the lizard folk and they have either the dwarves or the tomb lords, one of those two. I will play one of those two against my brother-in-law. Um, and then I think that was realistically it for the 40th anniversary, which is why it was such a big letdown for a lot of people. There wasn't really anything that really like popped. Um, yeah, nothing really like happened. And the 40th anniversary model, which was the Wrath, Ancient's Wrath rather, was it's cool for me. But even I'm like, this isn't that like fantastic of a model. At least it's not another Space Marine, but it could have been a very unique monster or a very unique diorama or a very unique thing. But it was just like another. Here's just another model. And even if it had been like a unique uh, Adeptus Mechanicus or a unique Orc or a unique anything other, it would have just been another model. It's not like a 40th. It's just like here, have another model. Um, so like I said, it was a bit of a letdown for the 40th anniversary. Um, not for me. Again, not for me. But yeah, that's basically that. I don't have a lot to talk about right now because I don't have anything aside from um, my pile is steadily growing. I've got Uther. I've got my Thunderkin. I've got one more bike to paint, but of course it's the bike with 2 guys on it, so I'm currently mid paint with these. Well, I'm hoping to have that done today, if not end of the week. And then I'll have the bikes done. Then I'll work on Uther. Then I'll have my kill team done. Not kill team. My combat patrol done for Leagues of Atan. And I'll be able to go play against my buddy, and I'll be able to go to stores and play, and it'll be great. My goal right now is to get the 1K points, which I think I calculated out that I would need one of everything save for a hero and the Tonka truck, and then I have at least 900 to over 1,000, just over 1,000, and that would be good. My current standing army, including the Call and the Iron Champion, without Hearthguard to go with them, I'd be at like 775. But it'd be a very, very, very weird army to field, wouldn't it? Be like, here's a squad of bikes, here's a squad of Hearthkin, here's Chthonian Berserkers, here's an Iron Master, here's everything else, and then 2 champions. And that's it. And champions have really cool rules, but without Hearthguard, they're cool, but like they don't play right. You need the Hearthguard to go with the champion. But yeah, I'm gonna get going because 1, I've got to start work pretty quick here, and 2, I don't have a lot more to talk about. Oh wait, one more thing. I do have one more thing. I am working on currently printing off my own judgment tokens. Focus on it. Yeah, whatever. I'll put up a picture for you guys, but I'm actually working on printing off a stackable judgment token. Because then you can be like, oh, you've got 2 judgment tokens, so here's one, and then you just pop the other one on top of it, and you can just stack them properly. That, or I would just put a big 1 or a 2 on it and be like, oh, I'll just switch that out for 2. But yeah, I'm going to work on those, and then once I have those done, I will put a video up, and I will post them onto Cult, and you guys can download them if you want. But I'm going to get going because I got to start work. So have a good day. Peace.